Ye kwa ahoma so na ye ne Dr. Jonathan Asante Otchere, political analyst, lecturer papa at the University of Cape Coast, University of Choice. Doc, anope wote menka. Mema, good morning.
Morning, Harry.
Doc, ended the embattled Chief Justice, suspended Chief Justice Torkornoo, kasa kyerɛ Ghana for. Let me begin this way. Nia Omano advice say on making that a public statement, engagement. Would you say wayeno a good service or a disservice?
Well, in the view of the Chief Justice, Officer Katasubo was to be a course, a Kononkwa, I was say, Kania, essential. But I think the counsel or the advice is a bad one because the Article 146 Omudina so be does not in any way tell us the process or the proceedings, I will say public.
Okay.
In the wisdom of the captors of the Constitution, Omuki say a DBA position to say Chief Justice is a very high office. Could be clothed with secrets of the state. And then to say, dear, PBSC, and then to know, I was saying, in any safety process, we need to work. And dear, because that particular office, the first in the realm, clothed with the powers and whatever, security of the state, integrity of the state, yeah, there. Things of that nature should be done in secret, that which they call in camera, so that panel members to be protected, their integrity should be intact, and that of the Chief Justice himself or herself, whoever the person may be at the time. And that is the wisdom for which reason that article was provided in the Constitution. And to say, the woman who is supposed to be at the epitome of the protection of our Constitution will rather use a situation to her advantage, thinking that that is the best way to go, which in itself is a breach of the Constitution. Then I think whoever counseled her did not counsel her in any good manner.
I see. But Doc, okay.
It has to be in a hurry. The idea of commenting publicly is like commenting on a matter in court, publicly.
Okay.
She could be in contempt of court. What they have done is contemptuous of the proceedings, because you are indicting the integrity of the judges. One, you are indicting the integrity of the process. Two, and at the end of the day, and the final thing of this issue is that the way a manner she went about it, trying to cut the emotions of the people, trying to be emotional and this emotional blackmail, I think it is very unfortunate to try to do so. This is a woman that has not demonstrated those kinds of emotions when she is in her court.
I see.
Became of her. We'll go on that tangent. And the final thing on this matter is that in all of this, I see her more as a politician than a judge.
Wow. Doc, my enlarged scope, no. From the Orakano, I say, one man kwan ma onfa ebi no kafo enko in was searching thoroughly, which is against the protocols or your Chief Justice or you're entitled to. The question is, being in such a situation, into an inquiry situation, is she permitted to go with the loved ones on one breath, and then again, protocols are all entitled, is she supposed to lose those protocols as she enters the place Wobet to Tunano now?
Oh, man. I comport this traditional court, strictly speaking. So, a person used to pen him for additional question now. Lawyer no obisa during court examination and interrogation now.
Mm-hmm.
They say you have to seek leave of the court.
Yes.
That is the judge.
Mm.
You have to seek leave of the judge. To even write the question no obisa or no you have to seek leave of the judge. Has she requested that? You think that, you see, that what is supposed to be in camera. That's what do phone call. You can't leave the court.
Okay.
And the way and manner will take interest in grandstanding. You see, denying her of the use of a phone during the proceedings is something that for her is working against, a psyche. That's the part. There are other inside. So your husband is not the one who is on trial. Your husband was not a co-chief justice who has been suspended. So, if in the wisdom of the committee members and the chair of the committee, they think that those protocols should be extended, well, they can go ahead. But for the Chief Justice to accuse the chairman of the committee,
yes, Justice Foreman,
your case, waiting can wait them case, no Obuanu for Obuanu them, and for her not with that you're antagonizing the chair of the committee. Having antagonized the chair of the committee, they themselves should know that there is no way you can easily, acquiesce to your demand. Oh yes, because already you have tried to impugn his integrity. To impugn integrity, you are still requesting the same person to grant you certain things. It's very unnatural. Nobody will do that.
I see.
If it is something that will not affect the integrity of the process that there, they should go ahead and grant her. It doesn't change the content of the proceedings. Neither will it change the direction of the proceedings.
I see. Doc, she's mentioned Justice Foreman the issue. She's mentioned the procedure we'll use that the people who are alleged are not being called to, as it were, talk about whatever they allege. And so the procedure in Shada Nyaza, she's in support of. In blatant language, or feel that the process in your process, Papa, will try there, Wabakana Kasabuashan. As someone, until this, she and Embragan and Bran or Danubozum, no, do you see her as having lost trust in the very institutional order no until her suspension, because in any matters of law, no, she's supposed to channel it through the courts?
Well, I don't know suddenly why she should lose trust in the process. You are in charge of the same force from I think 2019 or so. So what has really changed? All of a sudden, everything is turned upside down just because you've been suspended. But the architecture, the organogram of the court, is still intact. The same individuals that you work with, they are still intact. So what I think that if I were her, I would stop commenting in public, go through the process. And then, once it is done, everything else will come up. And we'll see whether there was a political scheme or in natural fact she erred, or she demonstrated incompetence, or she was reckless in some kind of expenditure. I mean, these things will definitely come out. So at the end of the day, I don't see why suddenly she should turn around, distrusting the very system that she was supervising. Is it the case that she knew that the system was lost and she was presiding over? Or now suddenly she is wearing a different cap? That cap is under Chief Justice. Therefore, she's now seeing the loopholes and the gaps and the inefficiencies in the system. That will sound very hypocritical if you ask me.
Doc, do you foresee from the issue of sub judice in camera, now everything is out of the bag? She has made us know that ABC are the people and these are the content. Until she mentioned Edu Lodge, I didn't know that it was happening at Edu Lodge. Today, if there are supporters Edu Lodge in her support or against her, it is her doing. In all of the body, do you foresee that the committee or any other body can trigger a process that will be or your court in Imtia?
Well, I was even going to go there as my last submission. As I said, she has behaved in a contemptuous manner. She's in contempt of the court. Those who are sitting, it's just like a kind of jury that is listening, and then you have the chair, that is Justice Farmer, and they are listening. Now, none of these people have spoken. So why would she do what she's doing? Now, what she has done simply means that you are putting into the public domain things that are happening over there. And so you have your side of the whole issue. Now, I don't know if the computer will have the opportunity to speak to it, and probably, they wouldn't want to muddy the waters again. So I don't see them leveling any charge against her. Of course, she's a woman and she was quite emotional about the whole thing, but that is beside the point. Emotions do not in any way win cases when you have done something that is wrong. So I am of the view that they can let go, because if they take her on, it will trigger other issues. Probably, it will have some kind of civil disobedience here and there.
All right.
They can ignore her.
Okay.
Onua FM 95.1.
All right, Doc. Yemfensi na yemo yakoso na would all do our bit to support this program. Thank you so much, Doc. Dr. Jonathan Asante Otchere, political analyst, lecturer with the University of Cape Coast, and a yatin in Kano.
Onua 95.1 FM.